In this video, we'll be exploring how your customer service can be transformed through the use of chatbots. We will learn about the different types of chatbots, their functionalities, and reveal the strategic benefits that these chatbots offer. So today we'll be looking at chatbots and how chatbots can transform customer service for your real estate business or for your estate agency. Now, the key things we want to get out of today would be a clear understanding as to what chatbots are and their benefits within the real estate industry. We want to learn about various applications of chatbots and gain some insights into the best practices for implementing chatbots within your organization. So to begin with, customer service is crucial within our business. It's all about people, making them feel good, providing the information they want at the right time, and being super professional. Now, what challenges do chatbots help us resolve? Firstly is we want something that provides efficient and consistent support. So it's dependable, is reliable, and is a robust solution. We want something that handles volumes of inquiries regardless of time of day, and we want something that also meets the customer expectations. And it turns out that chatbots are probably the best at doing this in a most consistent way, even better than humans, especially because they can work overnight and throughout the night. And even more crucially, chatbots can do the most mundane of tasks, answering the same questions over and over and not getting bored. And that aspect of chatbots is something that's attractive to many business owners. So what are chatbots? Chatbots are essentially computer programs that are designed to simulate human-like conversations through text or voice. So when you log onto a website and the website tells you, or the chat pops up and says, "Hello, I am estate agent bot. What questions do you have?" As you interact with that chatbot, it gives you the impression that you're working with a human, even though it's introduced itself as a bot. So it's something like that the chatbot is designed to do for every business, and it's possible to do it for any business, regardless of what the actual engagement in that organization is. You have two main types of chatbots. You have rule-based chatbots. So these are chatbots that have all the rules and all of the protocols predefined, and all the decision trees are predefined up front. Then you have AI-powered chatbots. So these AI-powered chatbots, they use natural language for processing. So you can have a conversation with a chatbot like a normal person and just speak normal languages to it, and it will respond in a normal way as well. It also uses machine learning to make sure it understands the context of a conversation and responds accurately. Now, there's a third version which I haven't mentioned here, but it's a hybrid. And this hybrid version uses both rules-based and AI. So the rules typically would be the initial interaction you have with that chatbot. So all those rules and the journey is fully mapped out. And then it gets to a point where we then convert to the AI-based questions and answers. So with that, that's where the NLP comes in and all of the machine learning. Now, what are the benefits of using chatbots in any organization, most especially real estate? Firstly, is 24/7 availability. So you no longer have to have somebody in the office through the day and through the night, and you no longer have to have the feeling that when your office is closed, your whole business is closed. Your 24/7 chatbot can respond via the internet or via your social media accounts. Secondly, you want instant responses regardless of volume. So the only thing that would be a limitation here would be processing power, computing power, or access to the internet. But other than that, anyone gets your website, the chatbot pops up, they can ask those questions. And the final one is the effectiveness of the cost. So it's cheaper to run a chatbot than to have an individual running the same function. So let's look at some applications of chatbots in most organizations in real estate. The first one, which is the most important, especially for real estate professionals, is lead generation and qualification of these leads. So the chatbot typically is designed to capture information automatically. So somebody comes to your website, the chatbot widget pops up and starts asking questions. Every response that's typed by the potential client, can be saved and logged and used to categorize that client. And you can use that information to determine if they're a warm client or a cold client. Do they need further nurturing, or are they ready to purchase immediately, just based on the answers that they give. So you can gather the information about the buyer, the seller, about their preferences, what their needs are. Chatbots can also provide property search and recommendations functionality. So they will assist you when you come on the website and you type in, I'm looking for a property in Milton Keynes, for example, and it can pull up all the information for properties that exist in Milton Keynes or in a set whatever territory you operate in. And it will be a personalized response and not just a generic response based on the answers you've given. Next couple of areas to look at for your chatbot would be scheduling of appointments and viewings. So somebody comes into your website and they've decided what property they want to view. They can set up the whole calendar entry, email, and communication between themselves and the agent, all via the chatbot, using some intelligence behind the scenes. And this is something that we'll build through this series, and you'd see how this is done. The next one is answering frequently asked questions. The chatbot is really good at this. They'll provide instant answers to common questions, and they can parse your website to make sure that they are providing the answers that your website expects them to give, or providing answers based on information on your website or whatever knowledge base you pass to the chatbot. Another set of applications that you'd want to consider chatbots for would be providing property information and updates. This is something that's typically done through collecting the client's information, saving that to a database, and then based on the responses it gave whilst it was online, you could send emails to that client, or whilst the client is still online, if there are changes or updates to the database, those can be popped up within the chatbot widget for them to see immediately and help them make further decisions if that's the case, or depending on what the stage of the conversation is. Then you can use your chatbots to handle customer inquiries and queries. You can have the chatbot at least initially getting the circumstances of the complaint and provide initial feedback. At the very least, provide them with the policy for handling complaints and when somebody will get back to them with a response. Now, as with everything AI related, there are best practices for implementing this solution. So chatbots, first thing is to be clear on the purpose of the chatbot and what you want the chatbot to do. So the last few slides, we went through different things that a chatbot can do. For example, lead generation, answering questions 24/7, and complaint management. So those things are different functions that a chatbot can perform. You may argue that you might want your chatbot to do all those things in one, and it is possible, but have a core purpose for each chatbot you're putting in so that everything is fine-tuned to ensure that that core purpose is completed and is satisfied to the benefit of achieving your goals. Then align the chatbot's capabilities with your business's objectives. So that way you have an end-to-end solution where you have your goal, you have the purpose of the chatbot, they're both aligned, and you can test your chatbot based on those goals and the purpose. Also, integrate the chatbot with your existing systems. You don't really want a chatbot to completely replace everything you currently have, because you will have a lot more infrastructure in your organization than just the chatbot itself. So integrate it with your website, with your CRM system, any other thing, with your social media as well. That's a solution that we can also provide for you, and ensure that this data flows between the chatbot and your website and all of your other touch points seamlessly, not forgetting to protect the data and remaining compliant with GDPR or whatever the policy or protocol is in your jurisdiction. So another set of best practices would be ensure that the chatbot is trained regularly. So sometimes chatbots can drift. If the model, for instance, that is using to answer the questions changes, then it is possible for the type of answers it's giving to change. There are tests that you can have in place to ensure that the similarity of the responses remains the same regardless of when this test is done. And then if there's a drift, it would highlight an issue, and any issues can then be resolved immediately rather than letting the solution become stale and outdated. And you want to build some sort of workflow that consistently improves the chatbot. So as an example, not every question your client would have an answer on your website. So you can have a system where any questions that the chatbot didn't know have an answer to gets logged, and that log gets parsed frequently, maybe once a week or once a month, and then the chatbot questions and its training can then be improved based on the information that's logged. So that way you have a continuous loop of improvement and then use, improvement and use. And with that, you can be confident that the solution is dynamic and works with your business. And as your business grows, it's growing and it's evolving. So you can partner with Autoread.ai. That's who we are. We automate businesses, we automate business flows, but we also create chatbots and create conversational designs that would ensure that your business is always catered for, and the requests that you want resolved or satisfied are always satisfied by the chatbot. So reach out to us on autoread.ai, that's our website, or send an email to u@autoread.ai. Ask to be added to the wait list for the AI audit of your business. And with that, potentially a chatbot could be one of the recommendations, but do feel free to reach out to us. We're also present on the social media platforms. Ideally, if you have any questions, leave those questions in the comment section of this video, or you can send us a message via LinkedIn or X or Facebook or Instagram. So until next time, thank you very much. That's what we have time for today for chatbots. We'll talk a bit more about chatbots tomorrow, but until next time, keep winning.